for him at a game where there really isn't some ways. Oh my, he's 2-0 down.
Wow.
I'll be quiet a second because Levi DE Weerd finds himself 2-0 down in a semi-final.
That is crazy from Chris. Honestly, he worked his way through very well. And whenever Levi probably thought, okay, there's not that much space, player locks quickly to Vinicius Jr., walks inside the area and just finds that easy cutback, it looks like. But that was actually very well done by Chris. And yeah, we've just seen it again, where the guy that starts off this semi-final is just quickly going away from the opponent and taking the lead to 2-0. Are we going to see that comeback again? That is the question. As Levi here trying to build up some confidence now, taking his time on this attack and making sure that he will be able to get his way back, find his way back in his final. As we can see here, maybe a fortunate bounce. Doesn't quite happen. Edwin van der Sar picks that one up. One of the Dutch players that Chris de Boer obviously chose, as it's a very easy pick if you have to choose 3 Dutch players. As we can see right here, losing possession on the right hand side. Can Levi finally get something going? Doesn't really look like. And Chris de Boer here actually with a nice build up from Xavi to Ram. As we see a pause, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, look, we saw this earlier today, didn't we, with Gio Bundy. I mean, you get to see it through a different lens than maybe what viewers at home do, or me as a commentator do. We know that there are moments where the gameplay doesn't feel nice, or a player just isn't in the right headspace. Gio Bundy, to be 3-0 down on a few moments in that last game, and then to still come back and take the game to extra time, and to get over those mental barriers where there's so much frustration, anger. How hard is that to do for a pro player, especially in a World Championship qualifying game?
Yeah, it's very hard to do, and like that was very impressive. However, I'm also still mentioning the fact that he was, first of all, obviously complaining about some gameplay issues and stuff like that to Levi, and to any player at Team Gullit right now, we always say, like, don't even start thinking about it. As we can see here, Levi probably pressed the pause to just reset.
To pull away from R9 here.
He does miss that chance, but like I said, Brandon, this is not something that you want to focus your attention on. As you can see, Gio was complaining, but he brought it back, and that was not because anything changed. It's his mental barrier that changed.
Well, there's the pause now. We're going to have a little listen if we can. And your job's to translate, but I'm guessing Levy's saying the words of I can't move or I can't do anything.
Pretty much. He's just solely complaining right now about that he can't switch. So offensively he's saying it's fine, but defensively he's not feeling himself, and I'm not going to lie. Well, right now he's trying to get a referee involved, I guess. But it's very unlikely, the gameplay that I'm seeing right now. As I'm just listening in right here.
Ja, maar het is niet, zeg maar niet te doen. Maar de kans dat ik nu ga winnen met dit is echt 0%. Zijn spelers zijn gewoon sneller. Ik kan gewoon niet verdedigen.
I've seen a few of the highlights there. Renzo, what's he saying exactly? If you can keep it PG, if there was any un-PG in there.
No, it was actually very well worded, but I think... Yeah, I want to stay away from him getting angry at me, but I think he's losing his head a little bit too early right now. But he's saying that he won't be able to win this game at all, given the current circumstances. And this is something, like I said, that the players shouldn't focus on, especially as we saw Gio also having this moment for a second where you feel like everything is just gliding out of your hands and everything is against you. And being 2-0 down in that situation. However, nothing changed. We just continued the game. What happened? He still made that comeback. So definitely I can tell as well right now that they are going to restart this game. I'm not sure if that's going to change something, but for Levi, this is a victory all let alone right now, because he got kind of what he wanted in that case.
Well, in some ways, look, it does happen in moments like this where the game will reset, and if anything, it's in your mind for him something to say, look, I've reset the game. I've tried to sort out the issue.
Just a second. It was 2-0. I thought Chris scored, but it was offside, right?
I only saw 2-0.
Yeah. Was it offside?
I don't think. What, for 3-0?
Yeah. I remember seeing the goal fly in because stuff was happening around us for a second. And I thought like that's why Levi was complaining that he was going to lose this game and it was 3-0. But probably is 2-0 then. So still everything to play for once again. And, Levi is actually right now, still talking to Chris. Obviously these guys are teammates, so they're not trying to be hard on each other in this case. That's why probably Chris chose to just reset the game. However, yeah, Brandon, we keep seeing these kind of conversations happen a lot at the tournaments, unfortunately. But like I said, those mental barriers are also very challenging. So we're just gonna take a brief look again at Levi to step away from that situation. His squad that he is using, well, right now, his defense is not working.
No.
So arguably, would you change something going into that second start of the game?
I mean, there's one option, isn't there, on the bench? He's an icon. It's Paolo Maldini that's staring you at the face. Also, imagine your team being that good that you've got just a 97 rated Pele on the bench with 99 pace. 98 pace, and he's just sitting there waiting to be used.
Well,
Team of the Vinicius Junior, there's so many options.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. That Davies right now, fine, he can stay there. What is happening right now? Levy's constantly triggering Davies, losing possession, giving away space to Chris, who's utilizing that too easy right now on that right-hand side. Let's see if that is gonna change right now. If Levy will still keep triggering his fullbacks, and if he's gonna get punished for that, or if it's actually right now because he might play a little bit better in possession, gonna work for him.
If someone else got a bit of time that's watching at home, let us know how many coins exactly that team is worth that you just saw on the screen from Levi DE Weerd.
It should be around 60 million.
Oh, just 60 million coins.
There again, loses possession. Great tackle by Thuram, who actually I haven't seen a lot of. I knew that Chris was using him.
Well, if this becomes 3 for Chris de Boer, he said earlier on the back of his point that he's only beaten Levi DE Weerd in the regular league season. That was quite some time ago in the winter months last year. But he said in practice especially, Renzo, there's not a better player than Levi DE Weerd. He is so good, he's so on point, and his words were, I just can't get near him in practice.
Especially if you ask some of the pro players at events, sometimes it happened in the past that beforehand, almost, I guess, 80-90% of the players said, yeah, Levy's the best player, Levy's the best player, Levy's the best player, because they practiced against him. And then, unfortunately, during the tournament, at some point, he will always find his kryptonite, which the latest FC Pro was Oberon. But here, Chris de Boer does not yet find himself being that kryptonite, because Levi is scoring 2-1 there. And that reset right now, this is almost like as if Levi scored 2 goals already. Right now he feels like, okay, I made the right decision. I made that complaint to reset my mind, to maybe get into Chris's mind a little bit, score that 2-1, game's on.
Game on indeed. Levi DE Weerd back in this one. He was the champion last year in this competition via a penalty shootout. His teammate as well, believe it or not, about them, was PH Zin. This time he's on his own with one mission, to be a back-to-back champion in an Ajax shirt, a club that he loves. In fact, actually has a season ticket for the club.
Yeah, he does.
Found out that he actually gets 3 tickets every game.
Yeah, he does.
Doing everything I can to maybe get a freebie next time.
Yeah, should have been in a different weekend. Unfortunately, they play away tomorrow. We couldn't have made it anyway. However,
not a bad contract to have though for him, is it?
No, it's not. He's all right. Don't worry about him. Anyways, worry more about his gameplay right now, as Levi is starting to find his passes a little bit better. Still triggering that Davies little kick-ups there from Aitana. Not intended, I suppose. Cafu here, and again, that fullback creating space, overlapping. This is looking good from Levi. Getting to the back line.
Hang on a second, Levi DE Weerd looking for an equaliser. He decides to go back.
Yeah, that was
quite a negative fashion there.
Yeah, that was a weird decision.
People in the chat asking about upgrades and whatnot. For all the games you're watching tonight, you've joined us for the semi-final stages, so upgrades have happened for the players that you are questioning, the likes of Martins, Indy, of AZ Alkmaar, because Chris de Boer is in this semi-final game, and because he's won a game, that's the top 4 and the +1. Martins, Indy becomes 92 rated, and also Van der Bummen of
Ajax
will also be a 92 rated player. So whether you've backed Levi before for a Wout Weghorst or a Van der Bummen, you'll be happy to know that you'll be on your way to a couple of upgrades tonight.
As we see Levi here finding space there with Salah, however well defended from Chris. Young Cruyff here. Chris right now trying to really get something going after this restart, because beforehand he was definitely more dominant in attack, and well, scoreline did reflect that as well. However, he was by far better than Levi, at least in terms of possession, creating chances. Right now, not looking like it. Didn't really create anything. So he's taking a bit slower here, and right now Cruyff just might give an opportunity. That's Rodri.
You mentioned earlier about the Cruyff decision of Chris de Boer there, and Levi saying, why did he take Cruyff? Is that just from a point of view that Levi doesn't think he's good enough, or?
Well, I mean, it's also based on the formation that they play. Chris is rocking 4-4-2 right now, potentially switching to a 4-4-1-1. Levi's playing a 4-5-1 formation, whereas Levi's using Aitana to have that fair, I think she's probably got the best dribbling in the game. And Cruyff is more used as that give and go player, where
Hold on a second, just offside.
Just there, R9 just offside, and Chris likes to do those first time through balls a lot. So he just passes it to Cruyff, gets it to R9, and Levi takes it a bit more slow, so he can't really utilize Cruyff as good as he could utilize Aitana with the technical dribbling especially. However, 45th minute.
No added time by the looks of it. No.
Probably because of the restart. However, 2-1. Game's on. Nothing to worry about for neither party. No celebrations yet at Alkmaar. No celebrations, especially in Amsterdam, because Levi still's got a job to do.
Well, that's his dad in the crowd as well for Levi DE Weerd, who is probably the most passionate supporters of Levi I've ever seen. I've seen him on social media before when things haven't been going his way, but also he is here, there and everywhere. He sort of travels with his son, doesn't he? And he's a massive part of all he does.
He's been around the world as well. Like literally when we had the FIFA World Championships in Saudi Arabia, he was there. He's obviously a very important part of Levi's career as well, supporting him a lot, and definitely supporting the cause of becoming a pro esports player. As what happened right there, not really sure of, because it looked like for a second that defender was definitely not able to reach the attacker anymore. But Chris making that clutch tackle just before Levi could actually get that shot on target.
Chris de Boer looking to try and cause a few problems for Levi DE Weerd. He hasn't been able to do so much since the restart in the game. For those asking about it, there was a few question marks from Levi about how the gameplay was feeling, so to speak. So between the two of them, they agreed for just a restart from the same minute. Possession stayed the same, who was in possession. And as you were saying, Renzo, it could have been a better restart for Levi, because he scored instantly.
Especially because you can tell that Chris is really not knocking at Levi's door anymore. And like, he built the confidence of it as Aitana there, right there with that dribbling. Salah.
Hang on a second, Mohamed Salah. Is he going to run that one out of play or not?
Doesn't quite manage to find the space.
Here's a chance. Finesse from distance. Carries that one around the corner, off the woodwork again, and then that deflection goes wayward. That one was probably his best chance in the second half so far, Enzo, to tie the game up at 2-2.
Yeah, huge chance there for Levi. However, Chris, right now he really needs to get something going because it's slowly starting to turn in the favor of Levi as
around the goalkeeper, yes he can, Van der Sar.
You can see the complaints from Levi's father. Definitely not happy with that one, but on top there, Chris's mother and his brother actually does celebrate that one. And Chris really needed it, and this very clinical display thus far from Chris because, like we said, after the restart didn't really get anything going, scoring 2 goals before that. That's just a very hard way for Levi to learn that you gotta use those chances to perfection, as Chris does right here. Good goal from R9, and we talked about that FUT item already, Brandon, but can't deny the skill of R9. If you have him in front of goal, just get it on the target, literally. 5-5, like what, 99 finishing in game stats? Crazy card.
He is the player that costs all the coins, and for a valid reason.
Hang on. Levi here from kickoff. Always a bit of a dangerous situation.
Speaking of R9, he's involved in that one. Frankie de Jong was the striker in that scenario.
Not the ideal situation for Frankie to be in that position, but...
I mean, he's got 99 passing, not 99 shooting, has he?
Exactly. Might have wanted to ping that one back over to R9 after receiving it. However, Azad Alkmaar, and right now I think we'll probably see the game increase a little bit in pace. Players will tend to go a bit more quickly forward, especially from Levi's side.
A few people asking about the Spanish upgrades again. That's tomorrow. We are back live again on the EASPORTS FC page for the La Liga FC program finals. That is live tomorrow in Spain. There's more upgrades there, but all eyes tonight are on the Dutch Eredivise. Those 4 upgrade items. It is only Martins Indy and Van der Boomen that will be getting those upgrades. In Bombay and Sebastian Haller will not be going above a 90 rated item because those 2 players unfortunately didn't win their quarter-final games. Levi there can't twist with R9. That was the idea. Well recovered defensively by Virgil van Dijk, and then another pause comes in for Levi. It's just for Chris now. If you're in this scenario and you're on the side of Chris, don't let him have that pause.
No.
If he's going to have it, he's getting in the 80th minute.
Exactly. Just control possession right now. That's all that Chris needs to do, or just maybe go for another. Well defended there by Saliba. And now Levi will be looking to strike back quickly maybe. Taking his time a little bit. R9 there, speed boost, doesn't quite manage to get away from his defender. As I can tell you there, right there was that moment.
Half volley. Oh.
Chris de Boer. And there was that first time L1 through ball with Johan Cruijff. Oh, it's not looking great for Levi. His father's definitely not happy with that one either.
Ronaldo Nazario makes it 4-1. And suddenly, this Eredivise season is just going to give us another completely different ending that no one honestly would have expected. We've seen new names this year come out and qualify themselves for an E-Champions League. We've seen new names come out and qualify themselves for a World Championship.
And also, our predictions can completely go in the bin right now as it stands. Both of us didn't even expect this one to happen either. However, Chris looking very solid right now, and Levi really needs to change something up. 4-1 scoreline. About 25 minutes going on still to play for. But it's not looking great. Levi also not really creating as many chances, and Chris has scored every single one of them, I think.
That's the difference, isn't it? Even when he's been slightly against the run of play and things haven't been going his way, the fact that he's still been able to make the most of every chance he's had at this level, Renzo, is the biggest difference, right?
Yeah, something he can already be very proud of, to be honest. But let's see what's in store for us still in this game as he's breaking through again with Cruijff. Twisting and turning. Salah.
Rodri, you're looking for Vinicius at the back post who
was covered. Just one too much. Wins the ball back quickly. Oh, Cafu. Just pushing him over there like nothing.
18 minutes away from the defending champions of last year, Ajax, being eliminated.
Yeah, that would be a shock, I think, for this entire room. However, Levi right now trying to find that pass. R9, Vinicius.
What? Surely, what a tackle. What a tackle.
My God. Chris, yeah, did you just hear what Levi said as well? That is crazy. And it really was. That was an amazing slide tackle.
It's so brave, isn't it? Because you get that wrong, it's a straight red card, and suddenly your last 15 minutes or so look really nervy.
Oh my, Alphonso Davies it was as well. Not the player that I would try to take a slide tackle with. Oh, that was an incredible defense by Chris, but don't blink on this corner kick because, well, I can tell you that Levi's worked on his corner kicks a lot, so let's see what he does make of it. Rodri there, Saliba, and there. Edwin van der Sar, pressure building up on Levi right now. As he only's got 16 in-game minutes plus some extra time added on to that, and it's Chris de Boer actually right now who can be dangerous. Yeah, it's starting to get chaotic right now. Quick loss of possession from both teams. Chris right now does
gets
get
one more goal. He's done. Vinicius!
Which he does fine. 5-1 to AZ Alkmaar's Chris de Boer against Ajax's Levi DE Weerd.
Well, he only turned 18 last week, Chris de Boer. And that might be quite the birthday present for him. It might be late.
That is incredible.
But he won't care. And it will be deja vu, unfortunately, for Levi DE Weerd, the player that beat him in the regular season 3-1. Will knock him out of the tournament in a semi-final.
Surely. It's not done yet, but surely.
You'd like to say, sure. Look at the gap of goals, Renzo. Look at the lack of time.
I'm just saying, surely. We've seen crazier things happen, but it's going to be very difficult. He needs one right now, as Vinicius. The speed boost, it's not working for Levi for some reason, and can't put my hand on it, but does look like he is struggling, at least himself, or yeah, any of the issues that he might have mentioned before. But Chris is actually playing exquisite FC at this point. So we see a lovely spin there from Levi. Alphonso Davies, player lock. Can he get something?
Time tricking away again. Only 10 minutes left now.
It's hard to see, actually, right now. How Levi seems to be struggling to get anything going right now. Inner self want to shout something at him right now, but however, Chris is playing really, really well. Defending, amazing, gotta be honest.
This is a real hard moment for Levi now because, look, he's had a great start to the year. He qualified for the World Championships back in February. He picked up momentum in the league and got himself into this position. He won his quarter-final earlier today, which was enough to qualify him for an E-Champions League again. But now he's in a bit of an odd one because he's got, what, a couple of weeks now to come off the back of this result, Renzo. You two, and of course Nick de Hamer, have got to try and work together and work out a plan of how you're going to go back into the E-Champions League and put things right.
Yep, yeah, 100%. That's just the story right now for Levi, unfortunately. He's just going to obviously let this result settle in, and yeah, let's be honest, Chris de Boer, what a season. Final of the Eredivise is, well,
I think he was top 8. He was top 8 last year. Yep. In his first ever Eredivise season. Of course, he's only 18 years of age. I mean, that would probably be one of his first breakout years last year. I mean, Team Gullit picked him up as a talent all that time ago, and he's gone strength to strength, and he's qualified not just for a grand final tonight, not just for an E-Champions League, but a World Championship as well. He's only 18 years of age.
Yeah, this is a turnaround of events that I didn't expect to happen, especially given last year, where Chris, he showed the raw talent still, but like it was raw, and I didn't see that coming this season already at this high level, where he would be able to show that talent, what he's actually made of. And as I almost saw a 6 there, this is a very strong display, and we're yeah, now 100% sure going to see a KPN Eredivise final between Gio Bundy and Chris de Boer. At the start of the season, if you would have said that, I think no one in this entire Rijksmuseum would have believed you or would have backed you up with that prediction.
I have to agree. And even with the, the disperse of Mali Mature and Emre Yilmaz, PA's in, there was still so much talent in there, but you would not have predicted this to be your grand final this year. But it is happening.
Yes, these are the most painful minutes for Levi are ticking away. Obviously knowing that even if he scores right now, it doesn't matter anything. Just try to get one here as he does. 5-2 is going to be our end score, I guess so.
Het is niet dat het niet nergens op gaat, maar dit gaat nergens op.
Well, Xavi, it won't be more than a consolation goal, unfortunately, for Ajax. They will be eliminated.
Yep.
And Ajax will not be lifting that trophy.
He's
This
complaining a
time
lot.
round.
And he's complaining a lot as well right now. I don't really think...
What's he saying?
Well, just complaining in general about anything right now. He did just mention, though, that Chris is playing a great game. So, fair play to him. That's what he said. But obviously, he's very disappointed right now. And you have to feel for these guys as well. Like, whoever's on the losing end, they bring out their families, go to the Rijksmuseum. It's...